Alright guys, today we are back working on the Camaro. She's finally out of storage and about to get some cool ass upgrades. Now I've been gone for a while because clearly I am in a new shop. My old place was being sold, I knew it was coming, so I had to kind of find something new. Incredibly hard to find a place on Staten Island that you can actually work out of. So I'm very happy I found this place. It actually worked out a lot better because the setup is just a lot nicer having one single door, because now I can pull the car right in the middle and look at all the room we're gonna have on each side to work on stuff. Plus there's a lot more ceiling height, so it's gonna be easier to pull motors and things without hitting the ceiling. And I kind of have it set up nicely where I have a actual kind of workbench now. And then over here, it's just all my fabrication stuff. Everything I'm gonna basically be using to weld and put that Barracuda back together that needs a shit ton of rust repair. The Camaro is getting some headlights today. I've been wanting to go away from the seal beam lights for a while. There just hasn't been anything that I liked more than the look of the factory lights until I came across an alternative for the turn signal, and then I knew I had to upgrade. So Seth over at Starbuck Innovations, he sent me LED turn signals with the Trans Am a while back. I think I did a video installing them when I was still putting the motor in that car. At the same time, he sent me these guys. These are LED turn signals for a Camaro. And I thought they were cool as hell because they have a hole in the back that you could run a hose to. So it'll actually pull air through the front and you can like cool your brakes or run onto the air filter. On this car, I'm thinking of actually adding 2 more heat exchangers for the blower, and I could route piping to that. And I just had to have these for this car because it'll just help so much with performance. But then if I install these, I thought they would just look weird with the factory headlights until I came across these on his website, which are LED headlights for a Camaro or anything that actually uses this size of headlight. It's a black housing. I believe this LED here is a daytime running light, and those two are just going to fit together perfectly and match nicely. I think the black housing is going to look really good with just kind of the blue and the black accents on the car. Small downside to the new place, there's no windows, which isn't a problem because I can open the door, but no windows also means I can't put an AC in the window. So let's get a little toasty in here. However, another advantage of this place over the other place, I don't have to open the doors by hand anymore. And that is, I think I'll take that over not having AC, to be honest. These all cleaned out. Now the outer lights are the low beams, and they have a 3-prong connection. The high beams have a 2-prong. They're the exact same light that we're using, but they did include this harness. So what's going to happen is we're going to plug these 3 into here, and it's going to rearrange the wires so they work correctly with the headlight. And then the high beam is going to be a direct plug into the back of the light. We're just not going to be using the lower pin here. So low beam, it's going to be yellow right at the bottom, black on the right. Black, red. Let's see. Tuck this away. Nice. And then this will be a direct plug into here. Perfect. So only thing we got to do is run a couple of wires from these 2 guys, tapping into the turn signal below. All right. So that's our wire going down to the turn signal. That's weird. I couldn't tell you when maybe this got cut and I had to repair it or something. Almost looks like maybe I extended the wires. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why I did that. All right, so I got those all wrapped up back down where they belong. I hit them with some friction tape, so now I'm just gonna run them in the back of the headlight here. And I'll see if I have some spade connectors. I mean, I think the brown, so according to the instructions, the white goes to the brown wire at the turn signal and the yellow goes to blue. Being these lights, you know, you don't have a big ass halogen bulb in there anymore. There's space inside the housing. I was able to stick the connector and everything, so it's not just going to be hanging like out in the elements. I completely forgot I got to run a wire over to this light too, because both of them have the daytime running LED in them. I have like no spade terminal, so I'm gonna have to make these work. One of the wires that I'm using is slightly thicker than the other one, so hopefully these blue ones will fit. So now this is going to go directly into there for the high beam. We just gotta bend this down because it only uses 2 pins. Perfect. So this should be a pretty much plug and play deal. We have this box here that plugs into the back of our new turn signal, and then this just has a regular bulb connection on it, like a stock light. Just gonna get this in here. I could get through there from the bottom, because I wanna zip tie that to the bumper support. This should have the right side. It's upside down. Let's slide right in here. I do not have the right side. I figured that was gonna happen. I'll get it right someday. Had it right the first time. Okay. There we go. No, that's miles away. It's never gonna fit. So this one goes in, no problem. This one, it's like the bolt hole is pressed against this. And as I'm putting it in, it's trying to go like all the way over here. It's not even close to lining up. So, I mean, I could try opening this up a little bit maybe to this wall, and then I could just put a washer on it. All right, let's see if that did anything. Oh yeah, that was it. Perfect. Okay, that looks insane. Holy crap. Is there a meaner headlight available for these cars? All right, let's see if they work. So first of all, these cars, well, my horn button fell out. I'm getting a new steering wheel soon, just bear with me. These cars don't have daytime running lights, so if you want to use the DRLs, you just got to run it in parking light mode. So that is just DRL. You can see we have the side marker on, which is amber, by the way. It's going to make a lot of sense in a second. Got the 2 LEDs at the bottom, our little eyelids, kind of. And that's just all clean, bright white. Now watch what happens when I press the turn signal. Bam! Check that out. So there's switchbacks. So when you hit the turn signal, they go amber. Now you can see why the side marker's amber, because that doesn't have the ability to do that. So those just change to match this, because this is also a factory turn signal. But then when we turn it off, boom, right back to white. Now let's go ahead and turn the headlights on. Headlight, high beam. Turn signal's on, turn signal off, right turn signal, I can see it working. And the reflection on the Tahoe. Dude, look at how sick those are. Now, given the high beams are on right now, oh, they're perfect. They give it that mean look without looking like super tacky and like modern, like they don't fit. They just look mean. You'll turn the high beams off. Trying to get out of the glare, give you a clear look at it. That looks friggin' awesome. It's not even coming across on camera, like they're so bright and clear. The camera kind of they're so bright it looks kind of foggy on camera. It just looks so crisp in person. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I am still sweating my ass off. We're not done with this. I just like stabbed myself in the face with my key. We're not done with this. Tomorrow, I have some more stuff that Starbuck Innovative Designs sent us. We're going to be installing. And something else I'm going to be doing with the headlights. All right, it's the next day. It's still hotter than ever, but at least we have daylight on our side now. And Tahiti making a surprise appearance behind me. I still got to do rockers, and now we need rear quarters or lower quarters. So yeah, I'll get to that eventually. I like to think before the winter, but I've been saying that for the past 3 years now. But before I get to the next part, we're going to be installing courtesy of Starbuck Innovative Designs. I just want to take a second to thank Seth over there, because he sent me these turn signals 3 years ago, at least, and I just got around to installing them now with the headlights that he sent me a year ago. Not once did he even send me just a polite email asking, hey, how did the headlights work out for you? Or how did the turn signals work out for you? Did you ever get them installed? He sent them to me, and they've been sitting on my shelf because I haven't had time to get them. And then when I finally get around to installing them 3 years later, I saw he offered the headlights, and I shot him an email asking about those, and he just said, hey, the set's on the way. I sent them right out. And then those sat on the shelf for a year. So check out his website. He has so much cool stuff on that site for these cars. A few other things we're going to be getting to later too in this video also. But right now we're going to be addressing the side markers, because I'm actually going to be upgrading those as well. All right, so on top of those turn signals and those headlights that Seth sent me, he also sent me these LED side marker lights. Now these are the same lights you can get off of Amazon. The only difference is he reached out to the supplier and he requested that they start making them in amber. So if you have a stock car and you want to switch to LEDs but not necessarily run something smoked or clear, you can now get them in amber, which is pretty cool. Now when we install these, we will need this load resistor. This is just going to go in the turn signal circuit. It's going to ensure that everything is going to work together with the DRLs and the switchback. Seth did tell me if you don't install those, you could run into issues where they don't switch back correctly or everything kind of acts weird. Right now, being I'm running that factory side marker housing with the 194 LED, everything's working fine with that. But once we install these, we could run into issues. So we got one of those per each side. And I am going to be sticking with the smoked. I think the amber I'm going to install on the Trans Am, being that car looks pretty much totally stock on the outside. As for the clear, first one to send me an email, lsxmat91@gmail.com. I'm going to send you these for free. Just tell me what year Camaro you have. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it last night, but when you buy the lower turn signals, these 194 LEDs are included. So even if you don't want to go to the LED side markers, you'll still get an LED bulb you can pop in the factory housing. And with those turn signals, you also get the electronic LED flashers. Put our black one in. Test that out real quick. All right, parking lights on. And yeah, this is what we pretty much run into if we don't install that load resistor. So you can see this is on like partial switchbacks. It looks almost kind of dim, where we have amber here, we have white down there, then that side is white like it's supposed to be. So installing this guy on each side should remedy that. So the kit comes with these little quick taps for the resistors. So I'm just gonna go under there and crimp these on to the black and the blue wires going to the turn signal. All right, it was tight without putting the car in the air. I don't have my jack here yet, but both are installed. I ended up screwing them both to the bumper support. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see the driver's side from here because these are gonna get warm. So like I said, I tapped them into the black and the blue wires on the turn signal socket. Now, depending on how you drive your car, mine never sees the rain unless I get caught in it. So using these taps, you'll probably be fine. If your car is like a daily and you're in the rain and the snow and everything, I definitely recommend like heat shrinking over that, or just soldering and heat shrinking into the circuit when you go to install these guys. But that's it. Let's see if they work. Oh yeah, one last thing, the turn signal flasher. So my car, I already put an electronic one in there years ago. That's why these lights are working fine without actually putting the ones that came with the kit. If your car is totally stock, you're gonna have something like this in there. And there'll be two. There'll be one for the four ways and one for the turn signals. And if you take a look inside the car, I already installed the two included in the turn signal kit. But that one right there is for the four ways. And up here, that's for the regular turn signals. And then each one of these has a ground wire. So I tied them both together and grounded it under the dash here. DRLs alone, if those resistors did anything, that shouldn't be amber anymore. Perfect. Kind of hard to see. Awesome. Everything is white like it's supposed to be. We have our new side marker working. Let's just verify the turn signals. Perfect. That's switching back. That's switching back. The speed is good. And lastly, the four ways. Perfect. I can't get over how these look. They look freaking incredible. They look so mean, and just the lines of the lights, they just fit with the grill. Now, once again, huge thanks to Starbuck Innovative Designs and Seth over there, who's sending me all this stuff. After I told him I was finally installing the turn signals, he went and sent me these. So now you can see we have essentially, we got a lot of turn signal going on. We have the factory side marker turn signal, we have the factory turn signal. Now we have turn signals up here. With this setup, we essentially don't need lower turn signals anymore. So what these are straight up turn signal delete ducts. So these are going to work perfectly on this car, because now, being we don't need that turn signal anymore, I can just have one straight up sort of ram air duct in each corner. It's actually going to be functional. It's going to look badass. I just don't know what the hell to cool with it. Like I said, I was going to use some sort of maybe dual heat exchanger setup. I got the main one on the grill. The newer Zeal ones, they have them, I believe, in the fenders or like right in the corner of the bumpers here. I was thinking maybe doing that and just installing those and running the duct work straight to that. I could cool the brakes with them. This car doesn't really get that kind of use, so I don't really need to. Ideally, I think what would be best is maybe just run both of them to some sort of enclosure around the air filter to sort of add ram air to the car somehow. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I can also maybe do one for like an oil cooler for the engine, and then another one for like the air filter. I don't know. But these are like, this is the exact kind of stuff I like. Just tasteful, functional mods that it's not just for looks, it actually serves a function. Once again, I'm gonna link all this stuff down below if you wanna go check it out. Something funny, people always comment about the grill, how I need to get like a Z28 grill or something, because this is just like an RS base model grill. I never thought much of it. I mean, it needs a repaint, but I always just liked how simple it was. And remember, this car it's not a Z28. This is a sport coupe, so it's technically a base model car. But I just always liked how simple that grill looked. I don't know, I did consider maybe getting like a bow tie grill or something. Let me know what you guys think. I just think it looks perfectly 80s and ideal just the way it is, to be honest. All right, this is the next day again, and we're in the car because this thing is finally getting a doubled-in radio. So Seth sent me this along with the headlights. It is a doubled-in radio bezel, and look at the texture on this. It is like matched perfectly to the factory interior plastic. It's insane. Like, I never actually went to try to do something like this before, because a lot of the face plates, even though it's such a minor like detail, they just looked really 3D printed, and the texture looked weird. It had the 3D printed lines in it. This is just a direct drop-in, and it looks like GM could have made it. Now, he also sent me this one, because if you want to flip, so normally you'll have your radio down here and your HVAC controls up here. This is a reverse plate, so you could put the radio up top and the HVAC controls at the bottom, which I would love to do, but it looks like my interior, because I have a early 90s dash, it has this weird like overhang here that I don't think the earlier cars had. So if I put the radio up here, it's just a corner of it's going to be covered by this. So I'm going to end up just keeping the stock configuration. Now with the bezel, he also sent me mounting brackets, antenna adapter, wiring harness, basically everything I need to put an aftermarket radio in this car. Because right now I got like a 4th gen one and they were Bluetooth. This is a Sony that I actually had in that thing. It's got CarPlay, not wireless, but it'll be perfect for this car, and it's only like 1 DIN on the back, so it'll fit in there even better. I won't have to like worry about stuffing wires back there. And I already went off camera and I wired the Sony harness into the Metra harness for the car, so all we gotta do is pull the old radio out and plug this in. I mean, check it out. Here's the one that came out of the car, and there's the new one. Incredible. You see this one has a little less plastic here. All right, so next up, this bracket that the HVAC controls mount to, that has to come out, because you can see that's going to hang right where the screen's going to be now. So the kit comes with these 2 brackets that are going to go on the side. That eliminates this bar on the bottom. So everybody's radio is going to be different, but here's where I landed on the actual angle. So you got to kind of have it pitched back. If you put it flat with the face of the radio, it's going to be all, the radio is going to be all wonky in relation to the faceplate. So that's the angle you want. You want these little notches facing up, and we should be ready to slide right in. Alright, the interior is back together, and I think the Camaro finally has CarPlay. I mean, look at how nice the texture of that matches. Yes, I'm aware I'm missing a bunch of screws. This shift plate's broken, I gotta replace it. But look at that. Looks completely stock. I mean, aside from the 30-year-old newer radio. And then for the CarPlay wire, I just ran it over here for now. I gotta put like a phone mount somewhere in this car and clean this like goo off of here. Maybe put a mount up here. Might help if my phone is plugged in, huh? Yeah, you definitely got to play around with the mounting brackets a little bit to get the angle kind of close to the faceplate. If you put them on flat, like with the screen is like completely just pitched the wrong way. Well, we got sound. All right, I'd say that's a win. Look at that. I mean, it looks a little washed out on camera, but that's freaking awesome. As much as I wanted to use the flip kit and have the radio up top and the HVAC down here, like I said, the button here, the home button, would be right behind this. It'd be a pain in the ass. Once again, first person to shoot me an email, lsxmat91@gmail.com. Year of Camaro you got. I'm sending this to you for free. Well, actually, it's not me sending it to you for free. You can thank Seth, because he's the one that sent me all this stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to everything I use down below on his site. The headlights, the turn signals, the turn signal deletes, the radio bezel. Go ahead, check it out, because it's some of the coolest stuff you could buy for these cars.